Okay, good evening. What's up, everyone? I managed to tune in 1 minute early. So, hello, Zoran. What's up? Zoran for the win. Faster than the lightning. How are you? I feel like I ate too much, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I didn't actually eat too much, but just a stupid feeling. But other than that, it's all good. It's all good. Hopefully, we don't do another 5 hours. My wife just told me that she wants to go to sleep on time, but let's see how that works for us, right? I'm gonna give everyone like, how much do we give people? 5 minutes? Is that okay? Let's see if anyone tuned in into Twitch just yet. Yeah, 5 minutes sounds fine. Let me refresh my pages here. My monitoring pages. One page, second page. Be right back. Okay, just enough time to get my other laptop. Good. Good stuff. YouTube chat test. Twitch chat test. Okay, let's see how that looks in OBS. Both of these seem to be working fine. Yeah. Today we are going to create, monitor, and kill some processes. So that's gonna be fun. Okay, we have some new people on YouTube already tuning in. Welcome in everyone who is already... Oh, Twitch as well. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Everyone reacting to the notifications, I suppose. Good evening to all of you on both fronts. If you feel like it, type something in chat, both YouTube and Twitch people. If you feel like just, you know, what was the term in English? How do you say when you're just lurking? Lurking? Lurking it is, yeah. Damland Trap, welcome in. Welcome in. Lurkers are welcome as well, yeah. That you are. I have some food here. Not sure if I'm gonna need it. Ashkante, once again we meet at last. We meet at last. We are going to become warriors. Warriors sound fine as well, yeah. We are going to start the stream in roughly 3 minutes, so feel free to make yourself at home in those 3 minutes. I'm gonna switch to the learning screen so you can see what awaits us in a couple of minutes, right? Let's see what this cake is like. YouTube room is already half full. That's good. 2 more minutes. This is nice. Kolache always nice. Yeah, it is actually banana bread. I mean, it's still kolache, yes. Cookies. Cookies? No. Cakes? How do you say kolache in English? Cake? Okay. Cookie is Demland trap. Okay. My internet synchronized clock is about to switch to 7:05 any second now, so we can start. Let's see if we can be a bit more effective today. So, good evening once again, everyone. We are going to learn about creating, monitoring, and killing processes, right? The difficulty is pretty much the same as always. Which distro do you use? The Volak. Good evening, Volak. Well, I'm on Arch currently. What's the command? Fast fetch, was it? Fast fetch, yes. There you go. That's what you asked for, right? Kolache equals pastries? That actually sounds better, yeah. So, we're going to run some jobs in the foreground and background, signal a program to continue running after the logging out, monitor active processes, select and sort processes for display, and send some signals. Ashkante, nice. I really enjoyed Pac-Man over apt and yum back when I was an Arch. I um, I don't have much of an opinion on various package managers. I mean, I grew up with apt, so I can't really claim that apt is the best one or anything like that, but I do have a little bit more experience with that one, simply by using it for a while. I don't consider myself a master of apt by any means, but the fact is that I know less about Pac-Man and whatever comes with all of the various RPM-based distributions, right? So from that perspective, apt feels a bit more like home. Enjoy Windows 11 after upgrading, but I have been learning programming and I admire possibilities of Linux Bash. Yeah, Bash is pretty cool. On the last lesson, last Sunday, we did a lot of Bash scripting. You might want to check that out. Just the previous video from a week ago, right? Ashkanta says, well, to put it quickly, I grew up with RPM before even YAM was a thing. WP Yes, 141 following on Twitch. Thanks a lot. I grew up with RPM before even YAM was a thing, and apt was like a breath of fresh air when I saw it. Pac-Man caused me a bit less trouble than apt, but they're pretty on par, yeah. They have their differences. They have. Let's go ahead to the lesson. Oh, we have 2 lessons today. Okay. Also, I do believe we have a mutual friend. He's currently my colleague, and he says he might know you from Zers, if that rings a bell. Ivan, yeah. Yeah. And you are from Slovenia. So you don't have to confirm, I know. Introduction. Every time Ashkanta, I'm going to switch to doing the lesson, right? So we attempt to finish before midnight this time. Usually we stretch it for a full 5 hours, and I'm really gonna try to make it shorter this time, but without skipping any of the important stuff. Just a bit less of sidestepping into other topics that are unrelated to the one that's for today. I don't mind the rambling. It's more like apologies in advance for not answering future off-topic messages. That's all. But I'm going to read everything that seems to me that is on topic. Everything on topic is perfectly fine. I actually want as much as the conversation as possible, right? Every time we invoke a command, one or more processes are started, right? A well-trained system administrator not only needs to create processes, but also be able to keep track of them and send them different types of signals if and when required. In this lesson, we will look at job control and how to monitor processes. Jobs are processes that have been started interactively through a terminal, sent to the background, and have not yet finished execution. You can find out about active jobs and their status in your Linux system by running the jobs command, right? So we can go ahead and do a little bit of practice. Jobs, let's see what my computer is doing right now. Apparently nothing. I actually told myself that today we are going to use the new LPIC demo, right? Let me boot up a different computer here. And we're not going to use my own computer, right? Because some of the commands, I don't want to run them on my own computer. Dart. Let's see what's the IP address on this system. 147. Okay, let's close this one. There we go. LPIC demo. Booted up. Booted up. Let's see if there are any jobs over here. Probably not, but we can always try, right? Let's go back. The jobs command above did not produce any output, which means there are no active jobs at the moment. Let us create our first job by running a command that takes some time to finish, executing the sleep command with a parameter of 60, right? So it is going to be running for a minute. While running, pressing Ctrl plus Z. Oh, that's the end of the sentence. Okay, I expected a little bit more. But yeah, Ctrl plus Z will put the job or a running command into the sleep state, right? So no matter that the command is called sleep, right, we can actually put the sleep command to sleep by pressing Ctrl Z, right? So it kind of stopped, right? And if we type jobs, we will see our jobs, right? And if we put it to background, it will continue running in background round, right? So if we type jobs again, we can see that we have this job running in the background round, right? So in roughly 40 seconds, this one is going to disappear from here. The execution of the command has been stopped. Sorry, I'm a bit ahead of the lesson, but that's how I like it. The execution of the command has been stopped, or rather suspended, and the command prompt is available again. You can look for jobs a second time and we'll find this suspended one now, right? So that's what we did. Let us explain the output. The number 1 in square brackets, this number is the job ID and can be used, preceded by a percentage symbol to change the job status by the foreground, background, and kill utilities, as you will be shown later, right? Plus, the plus sign indicates the current default job, that is the last one being suspended or sent to the background. The previous job is flagged with a minus sign. Any other prior jobs are not flagged, right? So the one that's labeled as stopped is the description of a job status. Sleep 60, so this one, right, is the command or the job itself. With the -L option, jobs will additionally display the process ID or PID right before the status, right? The remaining possible options of jobs are -N, which lists only processes that have changed status since the last notification. Possible status include running, stopped, terminated, or done. So with dash n, I think we could see our job that is now terminated, right? Yep, it is now done, so it no longer runs. If you just run jobs, there will be none, right? So, you know, it's finished. The dash p process ID dash r lists only running jobs, dash s lists only stopped or suspended jobs, and the note says remember a job has both a job ID and a process ID, right? So job specification. The jobs command, as well as other utilities such as foreground, background, and kill, that you will see in the next section, need a job specification or job spec to act upon a particular job. As we have just seen, this can be and normally is the job preceded by percentage. However, other job specifications are also possible. Let us have a look at them. So the percentage n, job whose ID is n, right? Jobs percentage 1. So they still have a stopped one. So let's generate it again. Sleep 60. Okay. Spend it, right? So they said that we should run jobs percentage 1. So let's try just jobs once again. So we have here that this is the job number 1. And if we do the percentage 1, it will show us just this one, right? So we don't have any other. The percentage string job whose command line starts with string, right? So jobs percentage SL as a string, right? Jobs percentage sleep. Iceblade, welcome in, welcome in. If you can hear my dog, I can't do anything about it, and it is what it is. Percentage and question mark string job whose command line contains the string, right? Oh, dude, welcome in. Welcome in, dude. Oh, dude. Nice nickname. Jobs whose command line contains the string, right? Percentage question mark eep for sleep, right? Instill energy. Howdy, man. Howdy. Where were we? Containing the string or the percentage plus or double percentage the current job, the one that was last started in the background or suspended from foreground, right? So that's the one. Jobs and the plus sign here. The meat lotion. What up? What up? Evening. A dude with the sword. Good stuff. Percentage minus previous job, the one that was percentage plus before the default current one, right? So this either will be the one that is already finished since before, or there will be no output here since the previous one is actually done. This is kind of funny. Kind of funny, kind of funny. In our case, since there is only one job, it's both current and previous. Yeah, that's the same as in my case, right? Ashkanta, how would you use percentage string or percentage question mark string if you're searching for something with a space in it? I imagine either quoting or escaping spaces would work, but I've never used job commands with a string before, so I'm not sure. Amir, welcome in, welcome in, Amir. What's up? What's up? We can try it. We can try it. let's do, well, we already have a space in our job, to be honest. Sleep space 60, right? Or you meant how would I go about in typing something that contains a space, right? Well, we can do jobs like this, and maybe eep uh, space 6, right? And it works. It works. I used single quotes. Let's try double quotes here. This works as well. Usually put in quotes works. Let's try without quotes. This should break apart, I think. But yeah. Yeah, no such job 6, yeah. Yeah, you need to put some kind of quotes here. But it does function. Job status, suspension, foreground, and background. I mean, when you are doing bash programming, right, you are going to most certainly meet these scenarios that you are talking about here. And while you are tailoring, tailoring, is that the word, proper word? While you're creating your bash script, right, you're going to try a whole bunch of combinations, right, and read the manual and stuff like that. So once you get it operational, right, the command that fits your need, then you're going to bundle it with the rest of your script, right? So it is what it is, right? How about eep escape sequence? Let's try that. That works. That works as well, yeah. Quotes can get really complex, especially if you also want to do some variable expansion in there. Maybe yeah, maybe the escape character can help you with that, just as you said. Good catch. Good catch, I like it. Once a job is in the background or has been suspended, we can do any of 3 things to it, right? Take it to the foreground with FG, percentage 1. Foreground moves the specified job, well, let's say back to the foreground, right? And makes it the current job. Now we can wait until it finishes, stop it again with Control plus Z, or terminate it with Control plus C. Then we can take it to the background with BG, right? BG percentage 1. Well, I have never actually used percentage 1 because in most cases I only do like one job in my pretty much entire life. I only had one job running. And those would be the scenarios when I would run a job and maybe I wouldn't expect it to be running for a long time, and then I would just suspend it and put it to background so I can do some more commands if I am not in Tmax or screen or something like that, right? But nowadays I kind of am prepared to do some background stuff, so I don't even put stuff into the background. I just leave them in another Tmax window, right? So, but for the background tasks jobs, right, have their own place, right? Let me catch up with stuff that ran off my screen. Imagine working 3 jobs at once. Yeah. I've seen people use jobs heavily for code compile, run, code cycle. Simply send the vim to background, run compilation, etc. Then bring the editor back. Personally, I prefer Tmax, which also allows me to split screen, but to each their own. Yeah. I mean, there are many ways to do things, right? So what you just described, both for the Vim users and for yourself, it's a matter of preference, right? I am not much of a programmer, but I am learning programming, and when I do that, I usually spend my time both in Tmax and Emacs. So I have my Emacs open usually in one window, and usually my code is not that wide, as my screen is. So I split my Emacs screen in half, right? So basically I have my Emacs screen split in two, so I can have my editor and it's still my editor, but in the second half, in the second pane, I keep my command line so I can compile stuff and test them. But if I need a little bit more real estate, then I use two Tmax screens. But I generally don't split my panes with Tmax, not because I can't or it's bad. It's just a matter of I don't know. It just feels a little bit better to do it in within Emacs, right? Where were we? Take it to the background with BG, right? So you can do BG without %1 if you know what you're doing, right? If you only have one job. If you have more than one job, then you will need the %1. Once in the background, the job can be brought back into the foreground with FG or killed. See below. Note the ampersand, meaning the job has been sent to the background. As a matter of fact, you can also use the ampersand to start a process directly in the background, right? That's not what I wanted to start, but this one, right? Let's sleep some more, right? And put it into the background immediately. So now with jobs, we have two of them, right? This one is this should be the current one, and this should be the previous one, or am I mistaken? But let's put to the background. No, I wanted to do the I want to stop the second one, and the only way I know how to do that without reading further into the PDF is to put it into the foreground with %2, right? And then Control Z, and now we have two of them. So that's the, okay, now I understand the plus minus thingy. Okay. That's what we did, right? So together with the job ID of the new job, we now get its process ID 972. Did we get a process ID here? Did we get a process ID? I suppose that's the one. Let's try with -p here for processes. Okay. Interesting how it just showed the processes, but good enough, good enough. Let me call my OBS again. So I can follow two chats at once. Was jobs-L to display it? Yeah, we can do that. What was -L? With the processes. Yeah. Funny how -p overrides that. I don't really need this. What's going on in the chat? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. I do. Anyways. Together with the job ID, now we get process ID 970. Now both jobs are running in the background, right? A bit later, the first job finishes the execution. Terminated through a sigterm signal with kill. Which one are we killing? The one that is running, right? Let's try to do that. So kill will send sigterm to the job, the second one. We can do that while it's stopped. So let's just do that. Let's do that to the first one or to the second one. Let's kill the second one. %2, right, terminated. So jobs, we now have only one that is stopped. Okay, to make sure the job has been terminated, run the jobs again, which is what we already did. If no job is specified, foreground and background will act upon the current default one. Yeah, just as I said. Kill, however, always needs a job specification in order not to make too many mistakes, right? Detached jobs, no hub. The jobs we have seen in the previous sections were all attached to the session of the user who invoked them, right? So basically this session here that we are using right now. That means that if the session is terminated, right? If I type exit here, the jobs are gone, right? However, it is possible to detach jobs from sessions and have them run even after the session is closed. This is achieved with the no hub or no hang up command. The syntax is as follows: no hub command end. Remember, the end sends the process into the background and frees up the terminal you are working at. I just received a dog into this room, so the cake is no longer safe. Let me move the cake, I don't know, here, for example. Do I have my light plugged in? Why don't I have my light? Give me a second to call upon the light. There we go. Let there be light. So this is the new customer in my room. The new customer. Yes, yes, yes. I know, I know. Check the camera. Check the camera. Yes? Who's there? Okay. Bravo. Yes. Correct. The name is Laika. Laika as a first dog in space. A Russian one. Laika, yes. Let me try to find it. Wiki Laika. There we go. Copy, paste. I'm gonna paste it to both of the chats so that people can click on it. There we go. Like I moved to the floor. Alrighty. No hop. Command end. Let's do that. No hop. Sleep. I don't know. A lot of time. And ignoring input and appending output to no hub dot out. Right. So the jobs says that these two are running, right? Let's go back here. Remember, the ampersand sends the process into the background and frees up the terminal you are working at. Let us detach the background job. Ping localhost from the current session. Let us detach the background job. Ping localhost from the current session. Okay. Okay, let's see where they are going with this one. Okay, so I guess it's pinging in the background, but we have no output here. The output shows us the job ID 1 The job ID 1, no, it's not 1, it's the third job for me. Job ID 1 followed my message telling us about the file nohub.out. Nohub.out, okay. Do we have such a file? Interesting. Let me just check. Less. No. Ah, nice. Nice. This is the default where the standard std out and std error will be saved. Now we can press Ctrl C to free up the command prompt. Close the session, start another one as root, and use tail-f to check if the command is running and output is being written to the default file, right? So they say that now we can press Ctrl C to free up the command prompt. Why the Ctrl C? I didn't have to press Ctrl C. That doesn't make too much sense. But yeah, we can exit this session. There are stop jobs. Jobs. Okay, let's kill percentage 1 stopped. Okay. And we now have, let's kill percentage 2. We can kill this one as well. Jobs. Okay. Now we should be able to exit this terminal. Exit connection to remote host closed, right? So that was the remote server that we were working on. Let's connect there once again. So this is a completely different session. And if we type jobs, there are none, right? However, tail-f, we have no hub file, right? So it's still being filled up, right? Because the job is actually running, you know, somewhere. Okay, so that's what they wanted us to do, right? Instead of using the default nohub.out, you could have specified the output file of your choice with nohub, ping localhost into, you know, whatever the file, and end it. If we want to kill the process, we should specify its process ID, right? So we need to kill it with the process ID. However, at this point, we no longer remember what the process was. So let's give it a find out. And we can do that by process. Let's do it like this, grep ping, right? So the process ID is 709, right? Kill 709. And if we tail this one, it is no longer moving. Okay, let's delete it. Remove no hub. Yeah, Iceblade. It's not that we actually don't remember. It's just that we, let's say that we pretend, right? So you have to have a way to find out what the process ID is. So you're going to list all of your processes if you at least remember which command was it. It's good to have a photo memory. I agree. I am fairly weak in that regards, but you know, I do remember how to get to the right answer, which is, you know, how to get to the process ID that I need to kill. Process monitoring, right? Now we are getting to process monitoring. A process or task is an instance of a running program. Thus, you create new processes every time you type in commands into the terminal. The watch command, this is one of my favorites, executes a program periodically, 2 seconds by default. One step ahead like always. It's only logical. It's only logical. And allows us to watch the program's output change over time. For instance, we can monitor how the load average changes as more processes are run by typing watch uptime, right? So watch dash n1 uptime. Okay, so here we can see the load average is 0. right? 0 in the last 15 seconds, 0 in the last minute, I think, and 0 in the last 5-ish minutes or 15, I don't remember. But the first one is the almost current, and the second one is a bit longer time, and the third one is the longest average, right? But the uptime command is not that relevant at this moment. It's just that let's end this with Control C, right? So the command watch. Personally, I use this command quite a lot because what this command does, it basically executes whatever you want, and it executes your command, whichever you like, repeatedly. So it's really helpful for monitoring, changes. For example, you're copying something from I don't know, one hard drive to another, and it's rather big and is going slow, but you do know how big it is, and you do know how large it is supposed to be at the destination, and then you will type something like watch, and let's say ls dash something like this for the folder, right? So something like this, right? This folder is empty, so let's do the @c folder. What did I do wrong? Oh, wrong command, sorry. I keep making mistakes. Invalid depth. What did I do wrong now? Okay, I'm speeding too much. I'm speeding way too much, but you can see that I'm getting to my solutions. Okay, so the idea was to watch as file sizes change, right? So if you're monitoring a folder, some files are going to arrive because some other process in the background is copying a lot of files, and they are arriving in your folder, and you're just watching how this is happening, right? Another example is what we did with the uptime, right? You can just do the W command, right? This will give you a fairly similar output. Basically, if you are, I don't know, if you're doing something, let's skip to my machine, right? So watch W, yes. So we can watch how my load average is changing on my own computer, right? As I am streaming this from my computer, and my computer is definitely doing something, right? So my load average is 160, and maybe my computer starts struggling at some moment, right? And I want to monitor how it's behaving, right? Of course, you can run top or htop or btop or whatever, right? To monitor how your computer is breathing. But the watch command is really practical for many scenarios where you wish to repeat the same command repeatedly, right? You just want to repeat the same command to get a new output, or if you're waiting for the output of your command to change, that's what the watch command will give you, right? I don't know, maybe you're downloading something and it is downloading into a temporary download folder, but it is configured once it is downloaded, it will be moved to this folder, right? So with the watch command, you're just monitoring the ls command in the destination folder until your file appears, right? I'm just trying to give you a hint on how you can use the watch command. It's pretty useful in all kinds of scenarios for watching stuff change. Fun question. What's the highest load average you'd ever seen? What is the highest load average I have seen? I don't remember. I really don't. It can go pretty high once you give your computer really too much work. But the equation is pretty simple, right? I have 8 cores on my processor. Hyperthreading is irrelevant. I mean, somewhat irrelevant. With 8 cores, your load average can go up to 8, which would then represent something akin to your processor being utilized 100%, like fully utilized. However, it can go above 8 if you have hyperthreading, because not all processes use the CPU at, how do I put it? Not all processes use the cores 100% effectively. That's where hyperthreading jumps in and helps processes to use the CPU more effectively, right? If the programming is not that good. So in some cases, you have space to go from load average 8 up until load average 16 without locking up your computer completely, right? And I'm not saying that you can always go to 16. It's just that depending on your workload, you will be able to go from up to somewhere in between 8 and 16, right? So somewhere between 8 and 16, your computer will lock up quite badly. And once you cross 16, for sure, it is no longer be able to breathe. It is going to be in a really bad condition. So that's how you can count it, right? If you have only 1 core, then load average 1 is 100% utilization. Anything that produces text output, you could, for example, watch -N2. You don't need -N2 because that's the default. I type -N if I want to lower it to 1 second. -D curl my website to watch for when it's updated or something. Yeah. Watch whatever you like. Give me a second for the coffee. I'm thinking about maybe I can connect to my virtual machine just for short demo. 99.10. Okay. htop. So my virtual server load average 1.4. And this one has 6 cores, right? So this one is running my Nextcloud server as a virtual guest. This one is running, let me just check what else do I have. My video server, Jellyfin, Borg Backup, Home Assistant, this one, LPIC demo server, Nextcloud, PeerTube, Pi-hole, all of that is running at the same time, but none of these things is currently doing anything specific, right? Okay, let's close this one and go back to our demo server here. Ashkante, my recent use so much that I type it in my sleep. Watch N3-D sep-s running some ceph clusters, and that gives me a real-time health status. Okay, fair enough. Good example. All I wanted to say that it's a pretty useful command for anyone who did not meet this command just yet, because I have used it across my life so many times that I just couldn't imagine such a command not existing. It's really basic in what it does, yet I use it so much. Okay. Output. The command runs until interrupted, so we would have to stop it with Ctrl+C. We get two lines as output. The first one corresponds to watch and tells us how often the command will be run, every 2 seconds, uptime, right? What command program to watch, uptime, as well as the hostname and the date, right? Debian, whatever. The second line of output is uptimes, from the uptime command, and includes the time, whatever, how much time the system has been up, 20 minutes, right? The number of active users, one user, and the average system load or number process in execution or in waiting state for the last 1, 5, and 15 minutes. Okay, I was wrong. It's not 15 seconds, but 1 minute, but close enough. Similarly, you can check on memory use as new processes are created with watch free. Let's do that. Watch free. Free. Okay. Let's decrease the size of the font. Good. Memory swap. How much is being used? This kind of changes, right? No matter that we are not doing really anything, but the memory gets used over time depending on what we are doing on the computer, right? To change the update interval for watch, use the -n or -- interval options plus the number of seconds, as in -n5 and free, right? So now the free command will run every 5 seconds. For more information about the options for uptime, free, and watch, please refer to their manual pages. The information provided by Uptime and Free is also integrated in the more comprehensive tools Top and PS. Zoran, me again with a third-party solution. Is BTOP not a useful tool for monitoring? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think I don't have it installed. Yeah. Sudo apt install btop. I kinda don't like it. It's more colorful than htop, but I feel like htop is more closer to my heart. Too much going on. Too much going on. Good for show off. Good for putting it in a background on your, I don't know, YouTube video or something. Just to, present yourself as some kind of a hacker or something like that. Hollywood hacker, I mean. But generally, too much graphics for my taste. Daemon Trap likes BTOP more. Okay, it serves the purpose. It's a good idea to know some of these basic tools because it's more likely they will be pre-installed and you might not be able to install new tools on some random system you're trying to diagnose. Pretty correct. Also, not only what Ashkantev wrote, but also in some cases you will not be able to run btop or htop at all because you're going to get stuck with some kind of a basic terminal which doesn't actually support the output that these tools want to utilize, right? So maybe, I don't know, serial connection or something like that, or something really basic like VT100. Top is always there. It is. Top is always there. But even in some really basic connection cases, I think even top will not run. I'm not saying that this is a frequent scenario, but it can happen. I have it full screen on an entire monitor of the side. Which one? I love BTOP. Ah, BTOP. Okay. Okay. I don't know. I think it is good that we have so many. Actually, here's the thing. This is, I think, really accurate as a personal humble opinion. I think we are spoiled. Like we Linux users, I think we are spoiled together with BSD users as well. We have, I don't know how to put it in English, but we have all of the tools in the world, and we have so many flavors of the same tool, right? It's like having a jam of like 10 different flavors, you know? All of them are jams, all of them are very tasty. But we not only have 10 flavors, we have 100 flavors of the same thing, right? So I think we're spoiled. Um, Meanwhile, do you know how many terminal emulators we have? For example, I'm using Kitty Terminal, right? Many people default to console with the K on KDE, right? The GNOME users default to whatever it's called on GNOME, right? And you know, there are more terminals, right? Each one of you who is now in the stream has their own favorite terminal emulator, right? I think we have like 200 of them. Not even joking. I think we have like 200 of them, while Mac users, I think they have two. One is the default one bundled with macOS, and the other one is the third-party one that is pretty favorite among Mac users. I think it's called Term 2 or something like that, ends with the number 2. And that's it. That's all they have. And meanwhile, we have the audacity to say that I like HTOP, I like BTOP, I like CTOP. I know it doesn't exist, but you know what I mean by that. I think we're really spoiled, and I think that's awesome. I think that's generally awesome. Let me catch up with chat. Ashkanta says, that said, it's in normal times, BTOP and HTOP are great. Choice paralysis. I don't even call it paralysis. It's just that, the editor wars, Vim versus Emacs, all good. Choices, choices, choices. Daimler Trap, we're jamming. We're jamming. There's like 20 terminals at least, Iceblade thinks. Yeah, multiply by 10. I don't know the exact answer, but let me try. Let me try to ask Brave. How many terminal emulators are available on Linux? Name a few. Numerous. That's not the answer I was looking for. Give me a more specific number other than numerous. Nah. Still numerous. Okay, let's try a different AI. Duck AI, and they call it intelligent. Yeah. Okay, Llama 3.3. How many terminal emulators are there on Linux? And then Name a couple. There are no any other ideas? Let's try ChatGPT. PT accept. Can we start now? Start now, same question. Quite a few. Okay, so it's not numerous, it's quite a few. Okay. I don't agree. I don't agree. There we go. Oh, now we have 51. Okay, now name the other 149 terminal emulators. It said something like unusual activity detected. I didn't manage to read all of it, but fair to say that these language models are not as smart as I would like them to be, right? For the sake of this question, because I guess I can do it old school, but I don't want to do that right now. Can't even follow a simple request. Same data fed to them all. Gee, I wonder who's accessing whose LLMs. There is no fixed number of terminal emulators for Linux and BSD, as new ones can be created and older ones can become obsolete. Yes, but I still think the number is closer to 200 than to 50, right? You have to pick a fight with AI to get it to what you ask. Sonic term. You're a bot, yeah. Let me go back to Twitch. Windows mostly had a choice between CMD and PowerShell for quite some time. There's a bit more choice now, but AI is the future. Gemini says between 20,000 and 50,000. That might be a bit on the high side. Actually, let me see if I am logged into Twitter. Can we use... Wait, can we use Twitter bot, whatever it's called, without logging in? Twitter.com AI something. Except OpenAI. Can I talk to this guy without logging in? No, not that one. I want the Grok. Grok.com. Oh, okay. Let's ask it the same question. I copy pasted this one from the question I asked Brave. Numerous. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye. I have had enough. Lance, Stutzel. I use Grok. Yeah, I don't think that 30 and 50 is correct, but maybe 30 and 50 of the actively maintained ones. Maybe that would be a good answer. Very diplomatic out of AI. Okay. Good enough, good enough. AI fun, AI fun. I have one more AI, which is installed locally on my computer, but the last time I ran it while streaming, I locked my computer. My computer locked up, so I don't think I should do that while streaming. Too many resources being eaten. Alpaca? That's not an AI. That's a GUI front end, I think. For Alpaca, I think it's for that's a GTK interface for Olama, right? Sudo dash I didn't do that for a while. System control start Olama list, right? So this one here, Olama start 16b. Oh, D is missing, or what is the problem? Oh, run. We need to run it. Oh, it's pulling something. No, I want 16b, the one that I already have. There we go. Now we go back to the question. Copy, paste. There is no definitive number of terminal emulators available for Linux, as they can vary depending on the distribution and user preferences. Okay. Good stuff that most of the answers are in Chinese. That's just what I wanted. Okay. I'm an intelligent assistant named DeepSeek Coder, developed by China's DeepSeek company. My design is to provide information, search, dialogue, exchange, and other services through artificial intelligence technology. Okay. Okay. Bye. I actually want to sudo system control stop Olama. There we go. Free up my VRAM. Where were we? I think I caught up with most of the chat. Sending signals to process kill. Every single process has a unique process identifier for PID. One way of finding out the PID of a process is by using the pgrep command followed by the process name. Pgrep sleep, right? I don't think we have any more sleeps. Pgrep sleep. No, we don't. But if we do sleep 60 and put it into the background and do pgrep sleep again, we are going to get our process ID, right? However, if we don't know the entire command, we can type sleep and it works. It still works. So a process identifier can also be discovered through the PID-OFF command. For example, PID-OFF sleep, PID-OFF sleep. Okay, same thing. And if we only type the part of the name, now we don't get anything. Iceblade says, oh. Demlan Trap says, I tried Meshi from DeepSeek. Results are great. You get very clean 3D models with textures out of just one image. I didn't actually tried any of these, but okay. Okay. I kinda I didn't actually fire up this local DeepSeek thing for a while, but it kind of seems useful for, you know, when you're learning programming from a book. So basically you're kind of a self-taught, but you have some kind of a structured learning material, right? But it's not perfect because as you're not in a classroom, you can't really understand all of the programming concepts. You know, you can understand what the book has prepared for you, but every now and then you want to raise your hand and ask the teacher why. And this is where these large language models are quite handy, at least for me. So I can ask the why question, right? Basically, I copy stuff from the book, which I don't quite understand. It works, my code works, but I don't know why, you know, and I get it to explain deeper than the book does. So I kind of combine it with the book in this way. So far, this proved to be a fairly usable thing for me. Basically, a Google replacement. Well, Google is a search engine, right? So Google cannot. I mean, if you don't count the, if you're thinking about just the search engine, not the Google's whatever it's called, large language model, just the search engine, it might find you answers to your question on some pages, right? But it will not answer the question, right? Lance says, I get better answers from AI than a teacher. Well, it depends on the question, right? For programming, I think they're fairly good. Fairly good in explaining stuff if you know how to ask the question, right? Okay, let me try to read this username. The tasteful thickness. Okay, it's not that difficult actually, just long. I'm still trying to learn PowerShell. Okay, I'll rewatch this in a year. You're welcome. You're welcome. It searches huge amount of data based on your query, right? Cheap viewers on streamboo.com. If I have any mods on Twitch, the Meat Lotion, are you still here, the Meat Lotion? Okay. Ashkante is now a moderator. Sorry if you didn't want that, but you are now. Ahmed, I did not see you type previously. Welcome in. Let's go back to the text. Similar to P, I'm here. The Meat Lotion, I'm here. Just had the keyboard away. Oh, thanks. Thanks. We now have two swordsmen, but the tasteful thickness. I've had AI help me build an entire PowerShell profile, and it helps me with FFmpeg as well. What you're saying is more like I know what I want, please build it for me, right? But what I said previously was more like I want to learn how to do stuff on my own. Please help me understand how stuff works so I can make my own code, right? That's both is fine, right? Depending on what you want to do. I'm more in for learning than I need quick results, right? But quick results are also useful in the grand scheme of things, right? I don't mind, but I'm working on a project of my own at the same time, so might not notice it right away. I'll give it my best. Don't worry about it. Really, don't worry about it. It's not. It's actually not a job. It's more like let's have fun, right? I don't even care about the spam, right? Ahmed says, Dart, do you know any traditional looking desktop environment that uses Wayland, something like X, Fits, or Mate? Uh, what is traditional for you? I mean, I use KDE Plasma. That's pretty traditional looking. Oh, I mean, maybe the better question is which tradition? you know, is it European tradition, American tradition, Japanese tradition, right? Damlan Trap says, I got it to generate me a bash script. Problem is, took me some hour for it to debug all errors out, which would take me probably 10 minutes to do myself. Yeah, when you need a bit more complex thing, then things tend to get complex. Yeah, the AI starts to forget what you did in the beginning, right? And then you have to keep. I already tried that. When you want it to force it to code for you, it will start forgetting. It will start forgetting what it did in the beginning, and it will become a mess after a while. Ahmed says, I don't know what they call how Xfce looks on the Linux community. I'm gonna skip. Meat Lotion, subscribe with the Prime. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Grok does a lot better than GPT in my experience. Maybe, but I tried a couple of them and they all mess up after a while, right? They just can't remember for long enough. That's the problem. Okay. Similar to pgrep, pkill command kills a process based on its name, right? Pkill sleep. We don't have. It's done, yeah. Sleep 60, pkill sleep, right? And it's terminated. There is another thing that I use, which is also pretty handy, right? Now we have sleep running in the background, right? So kill all. Why is it kill all not installed? This is a bit unexpected. Why don't I have kill all? I do have on Arch. How come Debian doesn't come pre-installed with kill all anymore? This is kind of weird. Sleep. Sometime, go to the background, kill all sleep, right? So terminate the sleep. This will basically, actually, let's do it this one and this one, this one, this one, right? So we have some jobs and let's kill all sleep, right? So it terminates all of them, like die. So this is handy, right? You find that your Nginx web server is having an issue, but you want to terminate it. It's not being responsive to your regular run scripts, right? I don't know, something got severely broke. You need to kill it. It has multiple processes, not just one. just kill all nginx and it will find them all by name and kill all of the process IDs. So this one is handy. And a little bit of cold coffee. Ah, right. Yes. Um, what I said. Both pkill and killall work much in the same way as kill, in that they send a terminating signal to the specified processes. If no signal is provided, the default of sig term is sent. However, kill only takes either a job or a process ID as an argument. Pizarro25, welcome in. How is my day going so far? I woke up, I ate some pizza for the breakfast, then I drank coffee, and then I wanted to go out on the balcony to enjoy some sun, which was not present. Then the rain started. Then I installed Fedora 41 to remember how it looks like. Then I installed Fedora 42, and then I made a video about it, which is now scheduled for release on Tuesday, 8 a.m. European time. And then I made a coffee. Third one, I think. I don't know when was the second one. And then I started the stream, and we are now streaming. I like Minix, the commands like heal -9 pid off some command. Mixing, sorry, I read Minix for some reason. Kill -9 will forcefully kill it, right? So that's more like when it's really in trouble, right? So when sig term cannot close it. Yeah. Just what Instill Energy said. It's not supposed to be used unless there is no other choice, right? Meatlotion, yeah, the PID, like PID off some command and then use that as an argument for kill -9. Yeah, I mean, but the -9 is not very friendly. Kill help? L? No, man. Kill. Where are the numbers? Why are the numbers not here in the manual? Number 9. If no signal is specified, the term signal is sent. The default action for this signal is to terminate the process. This signal should be used in preference to kill signal number 9. In preference. Does this mean like before trying the number 9? Since a process may install a handler for the term signal in order to perform cleanup steps before terminating in an orderly fashion. If a process does not terminate after a terminal signal has been sent, then the kill signal may be used. Be aware that the latter signal cannot be caught, and so does not give the target process the opportunity to perform any cleanup before terminating. Most modern shells have a built-in kill command with a usage rather similar to that of the command described here. The all, the -pid, and the q options and the possibility to specify process by the command name are local extensions. Brute force, yeah. Signals can be specified either by sig hop with the number, -1, the number, -s, sig hop number. To have kill work in a similar way to p kill. Okay, let's read this slower. To have kill work in a similar way to p kill or kill all and save ourselves the command to find out PIDs, we can use command substitution. Kill -1 $pgrep sleep. Okay, so basically find the process names. Instead of kill PID of something, you can also use kill all, which does something like that under the hood. Yeah, I mean, we went through that like 5 minutes ago. We did that here. Kill versus kill all is only one process versus all of them. Yeah, it's useful. I find it useful to kill all of them quite often because usually kill all does what I actually want. Not always, of course, but it's pretty handy. You still provide signal termination both way. Okay. As you should already know, an alternative syntax is kill-1 pgrep sleep. Who wrote that? Someone wrote that in chat. But yeah. Ashkanta says yes, but kill $pgrep will kill the first process, which I believe will usually be the oldest one, unless your PID counter has rotated, possibly. I think it's fair to understand that there are multiple ways to get the PID, right? So depending on your scenario, yeah, what you have running, what you are expecting to have running, right? Then you can decide what kind of a kill command you want to run. Wait, will pgrep print multiple results if more than one process matches? Let's try it. There we go. It gives you all of the process IDs. So kill with command substitution of pgrep is exactly like kill all then. Yeah. I think the PDF said that as well. To have kill work in a similar way to pkill or kill all, use the command substitution. Demlan trap. Yeah, I know. For an exhaustive list of all kill signals and their codes, type kill-l into the terminal. We already did that, but I wanted numbers. Right, so these are not the description numbers. But okay. Linux is still Windows when I use Windows subsystem for Linux. Okay. Okay. Zoran says, once I had a zombie process which in the end killed itself. How can I search for zombie processes? Maybe the PDF will bring us to the answer to that question. Top and PS. When it comes to process monitoring, two invaluable tools are Top and PS. Whilst the former produces output dynamically, the latter does it statically. In any case, both are excellent utilities to have a comprehensive view of all processes in the system. The number matched the signal term. -9 equals sig kill. I'm not sure what you mean by that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Oh, you mean 1 by 1? Ah, yeah. I see now. I see now. Okay. I'm just reading those. Some of these I actually never have seen in action. Literally never. This one here, never. This one, I think bus as well. And this one, alarm. Don't know what this means. This one as well. Yeah. Let's go back here. Interacting with top. To invoke top, simply type top. Who would say? Who would say? Where are we? Oh, we are on my computer. We don't want to be on my computer. Why did this not exit? What happened here? Never mind. This got stuck. Okay, top on our demo server. Okie dokie. Top, load average, stuff happening, process IDs. Top allows the user some interaction. By default, the output is sorted by the percentage of CPU time used by each process in descending order, right? This behavior can be modified by pressing the following keys from within top, right? So by default, the process that uses the most CPU will be sorted at the very top. And because this entire server is doing literally nothing, then the top command itself seems to be one of the most wasteful commands that we are running at the moment, right? This behavior can be modified by pressing the following keys, right? M, sort by memory usage, right? So let's press M. Good. We got memory usage here. And memory usage is now on top, right? Nothing is particularly going on. Let's go back to my shell. Go back to my shell, and we can see that OBS is using pretty much most of my CPU. Vivaldi browser, quite a lot. Do we have another one? I think I have Florp running as well. Yeah, I do. Steam, is Steam still running? Oh, why is still Steam running? Let's sort by memory. Sort by memory, right? So Steam is using like not too much of my memory, 0.7%. Let's close Steam. There we go. Steam is gone. It should disappear now, and it's gone. Alrighty. So what else did they say? Sort by process ID number, right? And tasks to unlimited. I pressed N. It didn't sort as I expected. Sort by process ID number. If I press N, maximum tasks, I don't know, 10. This is not sorting by, I pressed question mark just to check. Where is N? This is not working as specified, yes. The screen will be, but only you can make using N. The screen will be divided evenly between task displays, but you can make some larger or smaller using N and I commands. Maybe they changed it. Or let's try in Debian. So N, yeah, same thing. It's not sorting. Actually, it kind of looks like it's sorting, but not really. M by memory. Nah. It's just that most of these processes are 0, so yeah. Sort by running time. Okay, this could be kind of okay. T by time, and let's do N. Okay, let's do it unlimited, right? So we are sorting by time now. Not sure this works as expected. 74 minutes, yeah. Why is this one 7? This is not quite behaving as I thought. Sort by percentage of CPU usage, right? P, unknown command. Why is P unknown command? Oh, the capital. I need to hold shift. Yeah. Yeah, instill energy. I wasn't using capitals because it didn't quite seem that I should be doing that. Right, okay, so memory. Memory, capital M. Capital P for processes. Capital N for process ID sorting, right? I didn't really expect, but soon I would find out that, you know, we are now coming at small caps, so lower caps. I would, if not before, I would understand it here. Okay. Kill a process. We'll ask for the PID to be killed. Yeah, fine. Small k, PID to kill. I don't want to kill anything right now. R to change the priority of a process. Nice. Top will ask you for the nice value. Possible values range from -20 to 19, but only the super user can set it to a value which is negative or lower than the current one, right? For those of you new to NICE, this is what you get on Windows when you right click on the processes in the task manager. I'm trying to remember where was it, but where you get all of the processes listed and you can change the priority, right? So on Linux, you can basically re-nice the process, right? If you want to lower the priority so that other processes have, well, the priority, right? These are the ones, you know, 20, 0, 20, and stuff like that. Which ones are more important, which ones are less important, right? If something is really, really unimportant, you can lower it, you know. Actually, I think the negative values are more important. So this would be, I didn't do this for a long time, to be honest. the nicing, but I think the ones with 20 are the lowest priority, right? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Meat lotion, yeah, thanks. Instill energy, I find it causes too many problems messing with it. Correct. Except if you go into the higher number, so lower priority, right? If you really don't need this process to have any priority and you just wanted to leave it in the background, right? This shouldn't use any issues, right? But if you go below 0, that's when I got problems. You can freeze up your entire desktop or whatever you're doing on your computer by giving a higher priority to something that really should not be given a high priority, right? List processes from a particular user. By default, processes from all users are shown, right? Let's do the user Dart. What is Dart doing? Oh, that's on my computer. What about the server? User Dart. So on this computer, Dart is doing almost nothing, right? Let's go ahead and show programs absolute paths and differentiate between user space process and kernel space processes in square brackets, right? So that's C. We're getting it here, right? I decreased the font size intentionally just so that we can see this. Maybe on my computer as well. See? So we get a lot of paths here, right? Forest hierarchy view of the processes with the capital V. Let's do that as well. Make it smaller. Okay, this is starting to look nice, right? Correct. Systemd is running all kinds of stuff, like all kinds of stuff, right? Let's go ahead and see what Vivaldi is doing, right? Vivaldi has a lot of these child processes. B-rep for OBS, right? Stuff is happening, right? Iceblood says, oh, that's useful finding that thing you have no idea what is related to. Oh, you mean the tree, right? Capital V. Yeah. I mean, the tools, it's nice to have them grouped, yeah. The tools on Linux are pretty powerful. It's just that people tend to use the basics and don't really bother going deeper into their tools, right? So it's like if you're what do you call it in English? The dude who is hitting the iron with the hammer, something smith, locksmith, um, ironsmith, something smith. The dude should know his hammer, right? So if you are a rocksmith, blacksmith, is it the blacksmith? Yeah, I think it is. I mean, what I'm saying is, if he knows his tool, right, then if he doesn't know his tool, he will get burned. But if you don't know your tools on Linux, you're not gonna get burned, except maybe on your work by, I don't know, getting fired for not knowing your job. I'm just kidding, but there are a lot of commands that are worth checking. Reading the manual for all sorts of things will give you all sorts of cool new ideas about what tool can do what new things that you simply didn't know about until today. And it's worth revisiting every now and then, because this capital V, at least two of you are now going to be using the capital V command in top, right? And you're going to practice a little bit, and after a couple of months, maybe we'll check the top manual and find something more that we might have even talked about here today, but it didn't seem important today, but in a couple of months it will be important, right? Constriction trade? I don't know what that is. D and M change the look of CPU and memory readings respectively in a 4-stage cycle. The first two processes show progress bars, the third hides the bar, and the fourth brings it back, right? D and M. Let's do that. Okay, so the header is changing. Right now we have memory and swap. Now we have all of the rest of the stuff. Now we have CPU here. One CPU with 6 cores being utilized as much as it is, right? Instill energy tree view is default for BTOP. Is it? For me, it's kinda not, unless you press some button to change the view. If I enter Vivaldi by pressing the enter key, I can follow what Vivaldi is doing. Maybe you set it to be default. Could be. There was a command to change the view of BTOP. I don't use it too much. I just intuitively pressed H to get help, and it did do just that. Mouse scroll toggles main menu. Toggles the main menu. Oh, that's what I wanted. Yeah, options. Okay, I want. Is it theme TTY? Oh, this is just colors, right? Okay, theme background. Okay, true color. True. Force TTY. Vim keys presets. Yeah, presets. CPU block net TTY CPU. I don't know what I did. I think I changed something, but I'm not sure what. Let's do it again. Presets CPU. Preset 0. Did I change it or not? By pressing enter. I'm deleting. Now we have nothing. Okay, I killed it. 3 GPU. True or false? I need help with BTOP. P in BTOP is change preset. Lower caps P does nothing for me. Let's kill it, start it again. P, nothing. Capital P, nothing. Right arrow. But in the options, right? Presets. I might have deleted all of this or something. I'm gonna have to wipe the configure, whatever. Maybe there is a reset. Maybe you removed presets. Yeah, I think I did. Configuration reset. Wait. Less btop or config btop conf. Okay, we have that. Config btop, delete it, btop, run it from scratch, and then go to options, presets, arrows, left, right, they do nothing here. Okay, I don't think that today's lesson is about btop, so let's go back here. Capital W, save configuration settings to top RC. I guess this is good idea if you want to have it sort by tree every time it starts. We can just write the configuration, right? A fancier and more user-friendly version of top is htop. Another, perhaps more exhaustive alternative is atop. So there is another one. If not already installed in your system, user package manager. So let's go ahead and visit the fourth one. It is apt. Oh, let's see. A top, is it installed? No, it's not. Oh, this is not what I wanted. A top, not found. Let's install it on my end. Sudo pacman -s sy atop. Ta-da! Very top lesson. Wild. I'm sure there are more. Okay, up and down arrows are moving the bottom part, right? Up and down. Maybe pressing tab will do something, nothing, escape, nothing, F1, 2, 3, nothing, H for the help, show bar graphs for system utilization, capital B. Let's do the capital B. Oh. Commodore 64 for the win. I'm gonna troll people with this. I don't think this program is very known among the regular Linux users, to be honest. I don't remember anyone mentioning atop for real. Like, imagine running this somewhere and somebody sees it and asks, what the? Instill Energy says, I have 32 cores, so it shows mainly a giant list of just CPUs in atop, like 75% of the window. Yeah, I used top and htop. Now I use btop, but never did I hear for atop. Let's pretend that we are searching for ctop. Look, there is ctop. Let's see what that is. Ctop. ZZ-top. I need my sunglasses. Sudo ctop. There we go. 4 containers. Container top. So this is for I didn't even know. C-top wasn't installed, but interesting. AZ-top. Let's see if there is more. D-top. Nope. E-top. I'm just trolling now. G-top. Oh, let's do that. G-spot running soon. G-top. Okay. Kind of feels B-top inspired to some degree, but a little bit poorer. Radeon top. GPU utilization for total activity percent and individual blocks. I didn't know. I want that. This has been useful for me. Graphics pipe. Event engine, vertex grouper, tessellator, texture addresser, shader export sequencer. 3 gigabytes of VRAM used. Okay. Seems useful. Let me show you. Just for the funsies. Sudo system control start llama. Llama run. What was it? What was the name of that LLM? Run deep. Why can't it finish my sentence? Okay, so VRAM usage 3.2 gigabytes, right? Let's run DeepSeek here, and the VRAM is now 12 gigabytes, right? 14 gigabytes. Okay. Well, basically that's all I wanted to show you. Bye. Stop. So the model is still running in GPU, right? No matter that I have exited the application, right? But it's the daemon is running. Let's stop it, right? And we are back to 3.2 gigabytes. Hungry AI? No, I mean, it's as hungry as you want it to be, right? So depending on which model you're running, I'm running the biggest possible model that can fit into my VRAM because I have 16 gigs. If you want to run the ultimate DeepSeek model, you need 400 gigabytes of VRAM. That's the best DeepSeek model, right? So you need a bit more, right? Glad to find out about Radeon Top. Glad to have found out about this. This is useful for me. We are still not done with lesson 1. An explanation of the output of top. Top output is divided into two areas, the summary area and the task area. The summary area in the top is made up of the 5 top rows and gives us the following information, right? Current time, uptime, number of users logged in, and load average of the CPU in the last 1, 5, and 15 minutes, respectively, Tasks 73 total tasks, 1 running, 72 sleeping, 0 stopped, 0 zombie. Somebody asked about zombies. Total number of processes in active mode, running, sleeping, stopped, zombies. Those which have completed execution but are still waiting for their parent process to remove them from the process table, right? Treba. CPU user processes, system kernel process are set to nice value. The nicer the value, the lower the priority. Nothing idle CPU time, right? How much CPU is doing nothing. Process is waiting for input-output operation. Processes serving hardware interrupts peripherals, sending the processor signals that require attention. Zoran, that was me. Yeah, okay. Regarding the zombies, I know. I understand when you said that was me what you meant. Processes serving software interrupt, processes serving other virtual machines tasks in a virtual environment, hence steal time. Memory, total amount of memory, unused memory, memory in used, the memory which is buffered and cached to avoid excessive disk access. Notice how the total is the sum of the other 3 values, free, used, and buffered cache. Roughly 1 gigabyte in our case. Okay. I think I also have 1 gigabyte of RAM on this machine. No, I have 2. 2? Why did I put 2 gigabytes on this machine? Let me just check. Yep, I put 2 gigs. See? LPIC demo machine, 2 gigs of RAM. Not sure why I did that. I don't think I will ever need so much. Total amount of swap space, unused swap space in use, the amount of memory that can be allocated to process without causing more swapping. The task area in top, fields and columns, right? Process ID, user who is running it, priority, a nice value, process, total amount of memory used by process including swap, RAM memory used by process, shared memory of the process with other processes, status of process, waiting, interruptible sleep, waiting for event to finish, are runnable. Okay. Interruptible sleep, yeah. Runnable, either executing or in the queue to be executed. Or Z zombie, terminated child process whose data structures have not yet been removed from the process table, right? So I have had this scenario lately when I was copying a large file from my computer over NFS to my network storage, and my Dolphin process, basically the KDE Plasma file manager, right, the graphical GUI one for copying files, entered the R state. It kind of jammed. I think the kernel has some kind of a bug. I still didn't report it, but I can reproduce it with pretty much any current kernel. My whole computer simply freezes while I'm copying large amount of data, and Dolphin enters the R state. Okay. Percentage of RAM used by process. That is the res value expressed as the percentage total time of activity of process, name of the command which generated the process, viewing processes statically with the ps command, right? As said above, ps shows a snapshot of processes. To see all processes with a terminal TTY, type PSA. Let's go do that. PSA. Those are my processes. Let's do that on my machine as well. PSA. This doesn't quite sound right. I mean, this will list all of them. What is A? I kind of forgot. PS help. Yes. PS help A. Where are we? All with TTY except session leaders. So within the current session, I suppose. Including other users. All except session leaders. Negate selection processes without controlling TTYs. Okay. That's the one I usually use to list them all. Also the U, effective user ID or name. So basically this aux, right? So you get all kinds of useful information, right? Where is the header? Okay. So this slightly now resembles the top command, right? But in a static way. AUX. An explanation of PS option syntax and output. Concerning options, PS can accept 3 different styles: BSD, Unix, and GNU. PS aux www is like turning it up to 11. You can put more W's in the line. PS can accept 3 different styles: BSD, Unix, and GNU. Let us see how each of these styles would work when reporting information about a particular process ID. Options do not follow any leading dash. PS P811. Let's do this. PSP and this process here, right? Okay, this is our shell. Good. Unix options do follow a leading dash with the same process ID. P, okay, same thing, but without the, it's slightly different. GNU dash dash PID. Okay, same as Unix. I mean the output is. In all three cases, PS reports information about the process whose speed is 111. In this case, bash. Similarly, you can use PS to search for the processes started by a particular user, right? PSU Carol. PSU Dart. Okay, so all kinds of stuff. Let's do the Carol. Let's do Carol. Username doesn't exist. Too bad. Okay. Carol Unix style. Let's do Carol Unix style. I mean Dart, sorry. The output is, of course, without the paths, dash dash user. Dash user, same thingy. Okay, she started two processes. Okay, the stat column tells us the state of the process. We can get the best out of PS by combining some of its options. A very useful command producing an output similar to that of top is psaux. Shit Sherlock. BSD style. In this case, processes from all shells, not only the current one, are shown. The meaning of the switches are the following. Show processes that are attached to a TTY or terminal. Display user-oriented format. Display processes that are not attached to a TTY or terminal, right? So it would give me a lot of stuff. Let us explain the columns. User is the owner of the process. PID is the process identifier. CPU, percentage of the CPU used, percentage of the physical memory used, virtual memory of process in kilobytes, non-swapped physical memory used by process, terminal controlling the process, code representing the state of process. Apart from S, R, and Z, what we saw when describing the output of top, other possible values include D, uninterruptible sleep, usually waiting for input-output, T, stopped normally by a control signal. Some extra modifier include the less than, high priority, not nice to other processes, and low priority, nice to other processes, or plus in the foreground process group. Started, time at which the process started, time, how much CPU time has it accumulated, command that started the process. I believe that the CPU time is not the time how long the process has been running, but rather how long the process have been running from the perspective of a fully utilized CPU, right? So if the process is using only a little bit of CPU, then the time will go a lot slower, right? Guided exercises for the first lesson. Oneko is a nice funny program that displays a cat chasing your mouse cursor. I actually remember that program. I had it installed for a while. Maybe it's still installed. Oneko. Maybe it's maybe I have it as a flat pack. Flat pack run on echo. No. Flatpak list grep on echo. On echo. No. Flatpak install on echo. There we go. Where is it? Oh, it's on the other screen. I'm waiting for it to arrive to my mouse from the other screen. Oh, it got stuck in the corner. Let me drag it with a mouse. I hope it can go to a different screen. Yeah, it can. There we go. There's the cat. The thing that I'm driving is a mouse, right? So it's basically chasing a mouse. This is the program that you need to have installed on your computer, obviously. It's essential to every Unix administrator. There we go. It's here. Let's leave it be for now. Put it into background so it lives and breathes. A cat chasing your mouse cursor. It's not actually chasing the mouse cursor, it's chasing a mouse. You need to give it a mouse, right? If not already installed in your desktop system, install it using your distributions package manager. We will use it to study job control. I don't think it's actually available as a Pacman package. Let's check. Pacman on Echo. Yeah. Arch doesn't have on Echo. You have to install it differently. Start the program. How do you do that? Well, we started it via Flatpak, but what can you do? Move the mouse cursor to see how the cat chases it. Now, suspend the process. How do you do that? What is the output? Let's move the cat. Okay. Foreground, right. Let's suspend it. It says suspended, yeah, so we can't really chase it anymore because it's suspended. How do you do that? How do I suspend the process? Control Z, right? What is the output? The output is, that the process is suspended. Check how many jobs you currently have. What do you type? What is the output? Guys in chat, what's the command to check what are the running jobs? The meat lotion. Ice blade, go put some ashes on your head or something. Yes, suspended. Steve Jobs, yeah, correct. Now send it to the background, specifying its job ID. What is the output? How can you tell the job is running in the background? Okay, let's send it to the background in a way that this PDF has taught us. So, how do we do that? Jobs BG %85555. I'm just typing what you guys are telling me, right? So Demland trap doesn't work. Zoran BG %1 continued. Okay. Zoran for the win. Now send it to background. Right. Okay. So you should guys copy what Zoran says. What is the output? The output is continued. How can you tell the job is running in the background? How can I tell that the job is running in the background except for the fact that the cat is moving? I'm not answering. I'm waiting for someone. Zoran says jobs list. It says in list. In list. Okay, sorry. So just jobs, right? What do you mean list? Is that a thing? No, it's not a thing. Maybe you meant -L. Is that what you meant? I'm just asking. I'm as noob as you are, guys. Don't think that I know everything. I'm just remembering what the lesson says. Finally, terminate the job specifying its job ID. What do you type to terminate this job? So the command is terminate, right? The chat is a little bit sleeping. Do I have to put you in foreground, guys? Maybe you're suspended or something. I need more input in the chat so I can retype in my command line. So the question was, terminate the job. What do you type? Iceblade says that we terminate the job with the command test. Ashkanta says kill %1, but that's boring. Let's do kill percentage question on echo. Zoran says that we can kill the job by typing job/L. Well, that's certainly not correct. Let's do what Ashkanta said as a less boring command. Kill. I sent answer, but it didn't display. Sorry about that. Oh, I see now. It didn't display on the stream, but it did display in chat. Interesting. So when you start a chat with the dash, it might not show in the on stream, right? I don't know why. Maybe some kind of a limitation. Okay, let's do what Ashkanta says. Kill percentage question on echo. Terminated. The cat is gone. Iceblade says, what? Why was my main message now sewed to him? Sewed as in sewing? Like making a fabric with the needle? Or chat loaded from top? Chat not live chat? I don't know. Maybe it's buggy. Showed? I'll try to read not just on screen, but also the actual chats. I have 3 chats actually. I have one. Actually, let me show you. This is what my left screen looks like, right? How do I put this in full screen? I don't know, but this is what my left screen looks like, right? So I can see my stream here, and basically I read this. I read only this because it shows me both Twitch and YouTube in the same window, so I can follow which one came before what, right? And on the bottom here, I can see the YouTube chat and Twitch chat, but usually I don't follow these since I get them, both over and at the top, right? But when this little screen has an issue, then I can look down to see what was actually written. It is what it is. No cats. My cat died after 17 years, I think, 17 and a half, just last year. Click top left on YouTube chat, might show more messages. I can see more messages if I put OBS in the background. The reason why I don't see more messages is because OBS is overlapping, right? This is without OBS. See? This is without OBS. But I keep OBS on top simply because I want to see what my stream is doing, right? I have to monitor it in case I click something wrong. Too many times I forgot to switch screens and I was talking about something that you didn't see that I was showing. So that's bad. And the other reason why I have OBS on top of this is because I want to follow the unified chat. It's easier for me to follow that. YouTube decides what to show. You're missing B-top in chat, yeah. YouTube doesn't decide what to show. This chat is not from YouTube. This chat is from, I actually forgot, Streamlabs, I think. There is a Streamlabs web page which puts two bots into my streams, right? So both in my Twitch chat and in my YouTube, there is a bot from Streamlabs who is reading all of your chat messages. And this bot is copy pasting all of your messages into a web page, which I embed by a special URL into the OBS, right? So this thing above is not from YouTube, not from Twitch, it is from Streamlabs. Demland Trap, if YouTube shadow bans you, you can chat, but none will see it. Yeah, I wouldn't say that bot did to you what you said. I would say that bot is not programmed very good, right? But it's the best one I found. Discover the PIDs, bot gets some parsing problems, I would say. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Maybe not parsing problems as maybe they are afraid of parsing problems, so they simply ignore certain combinations of characters just to make it safe, for them. Discover the PIDs of all the processes spawned by the Apache HTTPD web server with two different commands. Discover the PIDs of all the processes spawned by the Apache. Let's go to SSH. Here I have Nginx. So what was the question? Discover the PIDs of all the processes spawned by Nginx with two different commands. Okay, So one which I mostly use is, yeah, this one, right? Not Apache, sorry. Nginx, right? So this is how I usually do it. Or just the AX, even lighter, right? Iceblade said PS percentage Apache. I'm not sure that's the right command. I mean, the percentage is not for the PS command. I can try it for you, but I don't think that would work. Percentage question engine X, right? See what it says. Garbage option. Your option is garbage. Meatlotion says system control status engine X. There you go. Worker process. Well, this is a pretty good way to see Nginx processes, right? Iceblood says, "Oh wait, was it just jobs with percentage?" No, no, there is no jobs. I mean, jobs is for your shell where you're logged in. The daemon, the server is not running as a job. I'll show you, right? So if you type jobs, there are no jobs on this machine at all. No jobs. No jobs for you. Pgrep, guys. Engine X. Okay. That was what the PDF was asking for. I mean the what was it? The system control one. Pretty good. It does give the answer, right? But this is what they were looking for in the PDF. And the PS as well. Not this one, the one I wrote. This one. Terminate all Apache 2 processes without using their PIDs with two different commands. Okay, let's practice. Let's exit this server. Sudo apt install Apache 2. There we go, installing Apache server. Okay, just AX grep Apache, right? Or is it low caps Apache? Oh, it's small caps. I don't know why the PDF insists on capital first letter. Okay, so how do we kill it? How do we kill all of the Apache? Iceblade PS grep Apache is what I would have done. Let's do that for you. PS grep Apache. So, unfortunately, this doesn't work. You need some switches. AX1s are pretty good. Use AX switches when you want all of the processes. Damlen Trap wants to kill Apache with the command substitution. Okay, let's do that. Kill dash $15 whatever that is in English. Pgrep Apache and close the bracket. Operation not permitted, right? Pretty good, pretty good. Let's elevate sudo. There we go. Now it allowed us to do that. And we no longer have Apaches, right? Except this process here, htcache clean. This is something still running. What was pkill? Pkill was, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Let's sudo system control restart Apache 2, right? So now we now have Apache again. Pkill Apache 2. I don't think I don't think it will kill. The Midlotion says try ps aux www grep Apache. Aux www grep Apache. So what's special about it? Kill all -15 Apache. You don't even need the -15, but okay. Kill all. Do we have this command? We don't have this command. Do you guys remember what was the command to ask the package manager which package contains the command kill all? I don't remember. I'll try to do the manual, but if you know how, let me know. I want to install whichever package contains the command kill all. What provides? How do I run that? I forgot. You can still help me out to find it faster. I don't know, for Debian. What dash provides? No. What utils? No such package. Jesse Enberries, welcome in. Alexei, what are you trying to do? I forgot what was the command for apt to tell me which package do I need to install in order to get the kill all command, because kill all command is not present on my system. And I forgot which command will query apt to tell me which package I need to have installed for that command to come to my system. Apt file package. Apt file. Okay. Apt file. Jesse and Berries, how is it going with Linux? It's going pretty good. Tune in and play with us. Check element. Check element. What are we looking here? Apt file search. Search bin kill all. Apt file update. This could maybe require sudo. I showed apt installed what utils. Okay. We'll do that as well. So ps missed sudo apt install ps missed. Okay. What utils? Did you say what utils? Dash. What utils does not exist. What utils doesn't exist, at least not in the repositories that I have enabled. Okay, kill all Apache 2. Operation not permitted. Good. Let's do sudo. And now ps grep Apache, right? So they are no longer here, right? Does in mine? I don't know what to tell you. Apt cache search kill all. I mean, we can do apt search what utils. Actually, let's try apt file search what provides. Was that a command even? Maybe you need to enable some repo. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. This is like a default install of Debian. I didn't really choose anything special. Okay, we did terminate the Apache in plenty of ways. Suppose you have to terminate in Ubuntu, appears it's what provides. I think it's in Debian as well. It's just maybe not installed. Suppose you have to terminate all instances of Apache 2 and you do not have time to find out what the PIDs are. How would you accomplish that using kill with the default sig term, a signal in a one-liner? So not kill all, but just kill. Kill dash sig term. Well, you're missing something, right? Demlan Trap sent that before. Yeah, I know, but we want to do that again. Jesse and Berries, we have about what month is this? 4th? I think we have about 15 lessons behind us. Has it been that much? We do this every Sunday. roughly 5 hours sessions, right? So we began in January with this. Ooh, thank you. Thank you. Hiro, yeah. Okay. Kill dash 15 Demland trap repeats what he said previously. P grab Apache. Oh, yeah, we did that already, but you know, why not repeat? So it's killed. Help kill. Yeah. Start top and interact with it by performing the following. Show a forest view of processes. Okay, let's do that. So who is going to be the first to say which letter do I need to press to show the woods, the processes, the forest, the trees? Damland trap for the win. Okay, there we go. I will decrease the font a little bit. Okay, next one. Show full paths of processes differentiating between user space and kernel space. Jesse and Barry is very new to Linux. Good. Jesse and Barry's, if you wish to catch up with my previous lessons that are recorded, I need to do a shameless plug for a moment. Give me a second. Here on Patreon, I have all my previous videos recorded. It will cost you €1 to get access to all of them. Just as well, you can do that on YouTube. But since you're on Twitch, I suppose maybe you don't want to go on YouTube. I don't know. I'm just saying. But I'm multi-streaming to Twitch and YouTube. Yes. So feel free to stay with us. I mean, that's good to try learning. Yeah, of course. We wreck our brains on this pretty often. Pretty good, pretty well done. Who said the answer to this question? Show full paths of processes differentiating between user space and kernel space in top. Demon Trap said C. Okay, sorry about that. There we go. It kind of went out, of the screen. Sorry about that. Type the PS command to display all processes started by Apache HTTPD web server user www dash data using BSD syntax. It went to the top, yeah. Zoran, just out of curiosity, what are the ages of you guys? I'm 52. I think it's fairly visible what my age is without even talking. Instill energy lost count. I didn't get the impression in Still Energy that you are much older than me. I thought that you're fairly close to my age in regards to our chat earlier on Matrix, and some of the things that you said. Zoran says that I am younger. Yeah, I am. I am. Iceblade for the answer. ps-u-www-data. So the difference between BSD syntax, Unix syntax, and GNU syntax, just a small reminder, the BSD syntax usually doesn't require a dash. Unix syntax is usually the same letter, but with the dash, right? So what you said, Iceblade, would be the Unix syntax, right? Not BSD. And the last one would be with 2 dashes and the full word for the GNU. Instill Energy 44 this year. 44 this year. So from our chat earlier, I was, spot on. I mean 44 in 3 months. Is there another chat than Twitch? Sorry for I messed up my tongue. Jesse and Berries. Yeah, there is another chat. Can you not see the icons? These. Some of the chat guys are on YouTube, and some of the chat guys are on Twitch, and also there is my Matrix chat here, right? You can see Iceblade typing something on Matrix. You can see the other guy. How do you read this? Methos Omega. Okay. Alexa is here typing something. Also on YouTube chat. Who else is here? Microsoft DAI employee is on Matrix, but not currently in the live stream, I think. We have a couple of users here. 59 on Matrix. If you want to join the Matrix chat, I can paste the URL if you like. Does bot work with Matrix also? The bot that I'm using right now for this, no. But it's doable. It is doable. Meat-OS. Sorry, I suck a little bit with English pronunciation sometimes. Meat like food? Meat-OS. I'll do Instill Energy for now. Zoran says, yes, please, for the Matrix invite link. Let me grab it. Actually, Zoran, you are on Math-OS? Zoran, you are on YouTube. Below this video that you're watching right now, there is a link to my Matrix chat. So scroll it up a little bit and click the link. It should be there. It should be there. If it's not, let me find it. YouTube. Sorry, I'm searching for the link. Matrix room, open link, copy link. Where's the copy link? Copy link address. Okay, here is the link. Oh, crap. That's long. Okay, let's copy it once again. Now it's fine. HTTPS org, copy, enter. Okay, but it's not down there on Twitch, so I'm gonna paste it on Twitch as well. There you go. So both on YouTube and on Twitch, you can click the link and it will take you to my matrix room. Anyways, this question about PS is tricky. Don't think you should care about BSD Linux Unix difference. Maybe, but the whole reasoning behind this thing that we are doing right on this stream, we're not just learning how Linux works. It's about the certain exam that we might, want to do. Let me show it to you. LPIC 101. So there is a Linux Professional Institute. It is one of the Linux certification exams, right? So they will be asking questions that are in this PDF, basically. That's why we are dissecting all of that. Understand the architecture of Linux system, install and maintain Linux workstation, work at the Linux command line, handle files and permissions, performs easy maintenance, Which exam? The LPIC 1, literally. That's what it's called. Discover the learning materials, copy to the Twitch. There you go. You can open this link that I have just pasted. It will take you to this page, right? And when you click on the PDF, it will give you this PDF that we are working on, right? So it has like 500 pages. And the plan is to finish it by mid-June, I think. And then we go to LPIC, to the next one, right? There is a second one. Zoran installing element. Did you join already? Nope. Demlan Trap says you can get PDF on their site. Yep. So why they ask about BSD? I don't know. Maybe just to know the difference. Explorational exercises. Mind you guys, we are still on lesson 1 and there is another one that we need to do and it's already 10 o'clock. The SIG hub signal can be used as a way to restart certain daemons. With the Apache HTTP web server, for example, sending SIG hub to the parent process, the one started by init, kills off its children. The parent, however, rereads its configuration files, reopens log files, and spawns a new set of children. Going to bed at 3 a.m. I'm not sure actually. Maybe I'm gonna cut it after the first lesson. I'm not in full energy today, but we'll see. Do the following tasks. Start the web server. I think it's already started. It's not actually. Sudo system control restart Apache 2. Okay, now it started. 3 hours so far on lesson 1, yeah. I know. Make sure you know the PID of the parent process. Okay, so the PID of the parent process. Let's do top V. Where is the Apache? Did I miss it? Ah, there it is. Okay, I can see it now. So systemd Apache PID 3325. Yeah, sorry about that. I just ran it too fast. 3325. I just typed it intentionally to get a command not found, but I wanted to like write it down. ps aux grep Apache. No, I was just wondering which one is started by init, right? I mean, it's a smaller number for sure, but I guess it's owned by root. I mean, how do you know for sure which one is the parent one? Because it's root owned, okay. Make the Apache HTTPD web server restart by sending it the SIG-hub signal to the parent process. Okay, let's do just that. Alexei says ps-c Apache 2-o. Do I type PID with like a string, or do you want me to type numbers? PID PID. Ah, so the init, I see now, the init one ran this one, and this one ran this one and this one. No, this is really cool. This is really cool. The process ID 1, which is always init, has started this process here. Do we know how to send a signal? Yeah, we went through that on the lesson above, right? 3325, right? 3325. Operation not permitted. Okay, sudo. And now this command should return a whole new set of processes, right? So now we have 3394 and 3395. I think we did exactly what was required, right? Check that the parent was not killed and that the new children have been spawned. Yeah, we checked that already, yeah. Thanks to Alexei and his magic command. Although initially static, the output of PS can be turned dynamic by combining PS and watch. We will monitor the Apache HTTPD web server for new connections. Before doing the task described below, it is recommended that you read description of the max connections per child directive in Apache npm common directives. Add the max connection per child directive with a value of 1 in the configuration file of Apache. Let's see what that is. Oops. I pressed wrong button. Limit on the number of connections that an individual child server will handle during its life. So basically they want us to make that every connection spawns another child process, right? Okay. They want us to generate a lot of processes intentionally. Okay, let's do that. Apache configuration file, max connections per child, put it to 1. Sudo nano etc apache.conf. We don't have make jobs great again. Yeah. Add the max connections per child directive. So add it. I'm just looking. The find didn't find it, but I'm checking. Max connections per child. What is the default syntax? Yeah, just number 1 here. Okay. Save. Let's restart it like this. All right, I think that's applied. Add it to the global section. Do you think I did it wrong? I don't think this matters too much. I think we're good. We're going to spawn a lot of processes now. Let's see. Let's see if I can open this web page. IP address is 147, right? Apache 2 Debian default page. So right now, if we do the magic Alexis command, we have 2 children here. Let's just play for a little bit. How many children do we have now? Still 2. I'm not sure what they want us to do here, but let's see. Do not forget to restart Apache. Type in a command that uses watch ps and grep for Apache 2 connections. Okay, let's do watch-n1 grep Apache 2. Sorry. What am I doing? Watch. Okay, sorry. Rushing too much. That's not good either. Now it's good. Okay. We still have 3 processes here. I was kind of expecting more. Jesse and berries. Yeah, I'm kind of, how would I put it in English? That's the word I'm looking for. I'm hasty. So, now open a web browser or use a command line browser such as Links to establish a connection to the web browser through its IP address. What do you observe in the output of watch? I was kind of expecting the process amount to increase, but it kind of didn't. I'm not even sure what am I observing here. Children died? Speed of worker should change. Let's clean this up a little bit. Grep dash v grep, is it like that? Yeah, okay. So we don't see the grep lines. So yeah, it's a bit cleaner now, right? So when we refresh, yes, the processes are changing indeed. I'm clicking reload very fast, just watching how it spawns more processes, but it doesn't have the need to serve this customer with anything else than the static web page, which is small and it finishes really fast. So children simply die. And apparently the Apache is configured to spawn 2 child processes in advanced and no more. Alexis says browser doesn't keep the connection, so the process was spawned and exited before you could notice. Yeah, that's why I kept clicking fast to see how it looks. It serves page and finishes, yeah. Maybe if it would be a heavy page or something, maybe then. As you have learned, by default, top sorts the tasks by percentage of CPU used in descending order. The higher values on top. This behavior can be modified with the interactive keys capital M for memory usage, capital N for process unique identifier, capital T for running time, and capital P for percentage of CPU time. However, you can also sort the task list to your liking by launching top with the -O switch. For more information, check top's man page. Now perform the following tasks. Launch top so that the tasks are sorted by memory usage. I suppose we need to find it here because I don't know that. -O memory usage. Ashkante says keep up the good work. I suppose Ashkante is leaving. I'm having trouble keeping up any focus. Pager woke me up at 3 a.m. and it's starting to show. I think I'll take an early night. Yeah, I might do as well, but we'll see. Salat Wurzel. Imagine having someone watching without any experience, talking about spawning children and killing them shortly after must sound weird. Welcome into the chat, first time chatter. I was actually thinking about that, and I was thinking if YouTube could flag me for saying stuff like that. But whatever. It's fine. You can clip these funny moments if you like. Use search in pager. Okay. What was it that we were searching for even? Memory usage. dash capital E in KB bytes. Did we do it right? I think maybe not. Memory percentage. Computer science is usually weird, yes. Master slave. Master slave is fine. I grew up with old hard drives. Too many times in the beginning I had to move that stupid jumper. And for text and for previous match. Jumper, yeah, on hard drives. I mean, clearly you're aged the same as I am, so you definitely know about jumpers. Maybe Iceblade doesn't know about jumpers on hard drives. I think I throw in trash like 2 weeks ago one of those old hard drives. Demon Trap, was it master, slave, and cable? Yeah, you had one cable that could hold 2 hard drives, right? Or one hard drive and one CD-ROM or 2 CD-ROMs or whatever, right? Same connector. So you would have to tell the system which of these devices is master and which is slave. They can't both be masters, right? So as well, they can't be both slaves, right? So you would have to choose with jumpers. Alexei says, I think they said -O option is what you should use. Sort override. So -O and then the memory. Okay, let's do this blindly. Top -O capital M. Cannot do that. What about small m? Cannot do that as well. Unrecognized field name. Let's do it again. Oh, really? Mem? No, Zoran is good. Use capital O to list all fields. Percentage mem. Okay, I see now. Verify that you typed the right command by highlighting the memory column, right? Highlighting the memory column. Can I do that with a mouse? No. How do I highlight the memory column? Tab. No, tab is doing something, but not highlighting. No, I mean, Alexei, capital M definitely does sort by memory, and since nothing is changing, then we did good, right? But I'm not sure what I meant by highlighting. But okay, I think we did good. PS also has an O switch to specify the columns you want shown. Investigate this option and do the following tasks. Launch PS so that only information about user, percentage of memory used, percentage of CPU time used, and full command is shown. This is not good. Maybe like this. Okay, man, or maybe PS dash. Nope. Small o. What did I type first? Okay, man PS then. So we need to format with the O switch. Zoran is fast. If all column headers are empty, ps-o pid equals something, then the header line will not be output. La la la, this may be used. ps-o pid. Okay, so we need to only list them, right? Why did you type Zoran dash E? Ah, okay. ps-e o all processes. Okay. User mem CPU and cmd. I just did what Zoran wrote. They wanted user percentage, right? So where is the header? User percentage of memory used, CPU time, and the command, right? Okay, that's what we got for sure. Output format, yeah, that looks useful. Okay. The Midlothian try PSAXO. PSA, sorry, AXO. User mem CPU is the same. It does the same thing. Jesse and Berries, I use Linux since years, but never use PS filters. True, true. It's relatively, I suppose, uncommon in day-to-day work. I usually just grab stuff after doing PSAUX. That's the kind of a most common way to just list everything and grab it out, whatever I'm looking for. But this is a nice playground. What was next? I use them all the time, so your mileage may vary. Yeah, but Alexei, you are kind of a bit advanced user compared to the most of the group, and we appreciate very much you pushing us when you need it, right? I like the PS filters, Lotion says. Ah, sort with the memory. Nice. Now launch PS so that the only information displayed is that of the user and the name of the programs they are using. Just the user and the name of the program. So it's not command, right? We need something else that's not command. They said the name of the program, not the path. I didn't understand what Alexei wrote. Like this. Okay. The name of the command. Com. Forgot user what it was. Iceblade says. Slow Fox 72 joined. It's Zoran. Okay. Hello. Damlen Trap joined. Muskidon. Ah, oh, Damlen Trap. Okay. Alrighty. Good. Don't think Jessin Berries. Don't think PS is useful now. It's good. In this lesson, you have learned about jobs and job control. Jobs are processes that are sent to the background. Apart from the process ID, jobs are also assigned a job ID when created. To control jobs, as job specification is required. Jobs are brought to the foreground, sent to the background, suspended and terminated. A job can be detached from the terminal and session in which it was created. Processes are running programs. Processes can be monitored. Different utilities allows us to find the process ID. La 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 la. We definitely did use all of these commands today. Indeed, we did. Okay, let's do some answers here. By pressing Ctrl Z, I don't think we need answers to these questions. They were fairly easy once we got to. I mean, we saw them on our screens, so it's not like it was a a question answer. We already saw that they were correct once we got them right. This we might not have done. I wanted to do this, but not sure if we did that like this. But no, it's fine. It's fine. Explorational exercises, system control, start Apache, grep Apache, sig hub, and grep Apache again. Alexis says I used sed replaced syntax. Yeah, I thought that that was it, but wasn't sure. Iceblight did that one? Okay, good. Launch the top so the tasks are sorted by memory usage. Okay. Good stuff. Oh, user mem CPU cmd and then com as the last one. Okay. So this is a bit of a problem for me today. To everyone who is new to the stream, we usually finish it all the way until the end. However, we have been at the lesson 1 for a very long time. I don't really think that I have the energy for a second one. And also, my wife told me that she would prefer if I could finish before midnight, like concretely before midnight, not like 11:59. And judging by lesson 1, I think the second one will last roughly the same. Too much top and AI chat. Yeah, my bad. Let's see, let's just check what it is about. The tools and utilities seen in the previous lesson are very useful for process monitoring at large. However, a system administrator may need to go one step further. In this lesson, we will discuss the concept of terminal multiplexers and learn about GNU Screen and Tmax, as despite today's modern and great terminal emulators, multiplexers still preserve some cool, powerful features for a productive system administrator. Yeah, I don't think I don't think we should compress Tmax and Screen into small amount of time. What I mean by this, I think these tools are fairly important and we should give them time to breathe, right? And Meat Lotion, I love Screen and Tmax. Yeah, I think everyone does. Either way, it was fun. Instill energy. Yeah, I agree. I think the problem is, I think most of us here love these terminal multiplexers, and I want to give them justice by allowing a proper time allocation to play with them, right? And not just run through the lesson and be done with it. So let's reschedule the lesson 2 about terminal multiplexers for the next Sunday, and give it some proper time. Iceblade says maybe do one lesson only on Sundays to not make them 5 hours long. We will see in the future. For now, I would prefer to cut it here and do the lesson 2 next Sunday. Is that okay? Zoran says I agree. Justin berries like Zelly. For those of you who don't know, Zelly is yet another terminal multiplexer, but not mentioned here. It's all good. It's all good. Screen is pre-installed everywhere. Tmax fairly everywhere. Zelly you have to install manually. Usually one lesson is perfect. Pretty good. The last few times when we did 2 lessons at once, it was quite it gets intense at the end, and I start sleeping and stuff like that, so it's no good. The Meat Lotion, keep yourself in your wife's good favor. Lesson 1 is great and great place to stop here. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, everyone. Chat matrix. I threw away 3 screen like that last year. Send them my way next time. Don't throw stuff. I always reuse stuff if it works properly. So 10:30 for me. Do you guys want to say goodbyes, or do you want to chat some more for the next 5 minutes or so? Any side questions you want to discuss? Zoran says thank you there. Thank you as well, Zoran. Enjoy and relax. Yeah. Back to work in 9 hours. Meatlotion says thanks for the stream. Okay then. We have quite a lot of viewers on YouTube, and it's actually increasing at the moment. So bad luck for whoever joined now, because we are now ending our lesson for today. You can still rewatch it just a couple of minutes from now. After I end the stream, it will be a video on demand, so you can see it both on Twitch and on YouTube, right? Feel free to rewatch if you just joined. But yeah, whoever is very new, we do these Linux lessons like together. I'm not actually the teacher, right? I'm more like a moderator of this class, if that makes sense, right? So we are all learning in our own ways right here. So join us for the next stream on the next Sunday, like 7 p.m. Central European time. That would be 6 p.m. London time in England, uh, New York, maybe noon, I think, and the West Coast, I think 9 a.m. it is. I'm trying to convert in my head, but roughly like that. Universal, yeah, for the win. In that case, it's 5 p.m. UTC. We can do Unix time as well, just to be cool. Unix time is great for databases. Every time I work something with databases, I get lost with conversion of different formats and stuff like that. Like Unix time is just one number, so no trouble with formatting. Easy to work with. Jesse and Barry's good luck with Linux though. Well, feel free to join us again next Sunday if you have the time and the willpower. Oh crap! The YouTube viewers are still increasing. That was not planned for the end of the stream. Is that a hole in your wall? Yeah, it is. Don't forget to like the video. Yeah. This desk was turned on this wall previously, so I have a couple of holes for the L profiles that held the desk at the wall, right? So now it's turned on the other side, like 90 degrees clockwise. So I have a couple of extra holes that don't serve any purpose, except maybe to hold the screwdriver. A peephole to the street. Yeah, indeed. This is where the street is. It's actually the main street. I thought you're preparing for your gold YouTube button. Oh, the gold one, when you get 1 million followers, right? That's never happening. Like, literally never. I'm not. Um, I need the word. I need the word. I can't remember a word in English, but for a whole lot of viewers, you have to be something that I'm not, obviously, right? No, no, not dedicated. Not dedicated. I meant controversial and stuff like that, clickbaity. When you do a lot of stuff that make people find fun primarily, and like say asking, are you not going for a number of subs? Well, it depends. It depends on how do you mean about that, right? Because it's not like I wouldn't like to have more subs, right? But the way I do content is not really is not quite mainstream, if that makes sense, right? So I have more content that is just a little bit technical, like tutorials and stuff like that. Most of them are easy, but it's not very how do I put it? When you check the other huge big YouTubers, right? They all do a very loud content, right? They talk a lot. They don't do that many technical stuff, right? For example, I don't know what's the name of the. My brain is already starting to shut down, but suffice to say that I don't think that my content is even silver button worthy, not to mention the gold one. Instill Energy says that is tough for any Linux FOSS channels. Yeah, the whole topic is niche on its own. And even inside this Linux niche, I kind of do stuff that is not a lot of people want to learn stuff, right? Most people come to check my most viewed content. This will tell you everything. This will literally tell you everything that you need to know. YouTube.com Linux Renaissance. Let's mute this tab. Reject everything. Videos. So I guess we're live right now. That's kind of interesting. Popular. Okay. Right. Good. Okay, so it's sorted. So my most popular video is when I said that Microsoft is advertising Linux, right? Which is actually not quite accurate, right? But the video is about the what was the name of the feature? The one that screenshots everything you do. Recall, right? This is about recall. So the way I went about this video is that Microsoft doing the recall thing will basically advertise Linux on its own. That was my idea, right? So that's my most popular video. Learn Linux. Learn Linux TV is quite close to 1 million, so never say never. Okay, I didn't actually know. I wasn't paying attention to the number of subs. DJ very technical. Meatlotion says the hat alone will give you 1 million. Definitely not. The hat is kind of Jesse and Berries. The hat is kind of good, but too close to Red Hat. It is supposed to be it is supposed to remind you on Red Hat, but not really, right? So it is supposed to give you a hint of a Linux, but not precisely. And of course, it's not an actual Red Hat. I mean, it's not the original one. The original Red Hat is trash. Just a second. I'll be back in a couple of seconds as soon as I find... Where's my camera? Right. Ah, that's the real one. It's actually quite low quality, to be honest. Not something I would actually want to wear on my head. It's very wobbly, and maybe it would be okay on a bigger head or something like that. I don't know. I actually picked this one in the store by exchanging a couple of them to see which one fits my head. It's just simple straw hat painted, yeah, exactly. Jesse and Barry, your beard could be a better brand than your hat for me. Maybe. Maybe we'll see in the future. I don't actually have any hair. I'm bald, pretty much. So the hat covers that problem. We'll see over time if any modifications to the branding makes any sense, right? I want to put more focus into improving my own knowledge. I'm not actually a new Linux user. I have been with Linux since Debian 1.3 in 97, I think, 1997. It's just that I never kind of gave into, I'm not sure if I can assemble the proper sentence as my thoughts are, but I never really put enough effort into properly learning it, like a really good sysadmin, right? So that's kind of what I'm doing right now, both for myself and for whoever joins me on the voyage, right? I think even Alexei Shilin some occasionally learns a thing or two by coming here. And I say this in a good way, right? Damlan Trap says your branding is better than most Linux distros. You never jump on it? I'm not sure what you meant by you never jump on it. But yeah, sorry, I didn't actually show you my screen, right? This video is my most popular video, right? This one is second, so 14,000 views for something that's not even Linux. 12,000 views for Zorin review. This is something I have never expected, not even remotely. I thought, like, if I time the release of this video with the date when this OS gets released, maybe I'll get some views because people will be interested in hearing about it. But I was expecting like 2,000 views. I got 12,000, so that's kind of, I would say, incredible, but I'm kind of perplexed. How did this video get so many views? Dart OS? Yeah, we'll make Dart OS next year. I don't know if you followed my last monthly channel update video, but I already said in it that we are going to finish LPIC by July, then switch to LPIC 2, And once we finish LPIC2, then we are going to do Linux from scratch on these live streams, right? Everyone will do their own OS, right? Mine will be Dart OS. That's fine. Never jump on it meant like you never gave it a go. I did give it a go, but not as in a professional manner, right? I just used Linux, right? Because I did some maintenance on some Linux servers and at home and at work and stuff like that, but it's not enough to keep me busy in a professional way, right? I know a lot of commands on Linux and I can manage and I can build some of the bash scripts on my own and stuff like that, but it's not, it's like programming, right? You can learn a programming language to a certain degree, but if you're not actively using it, then your knowledge fades, right? You have to, it's similar to muscles, right? If you don't use them, they kind of fade over time. You have to use this knowledge all the time, otherwise it's not good enough. Instill energy do a Windows sucks, switch to Linux, you get massive views, just in haters. Could be, could be. I'm just not sure if that's that's a good fit for, let's say, my branding, right? I didn't really mean my branding, but my character maybe, right? I can do a couple of jokes every now and then, but it has to be a good balance of useful content and fun content, because usually fun content gives me views and useful content gives me very little views, but the it comes to compromise, right? You have to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Was a joke? Ah, no, but I'm not kidding. It's okay, but I'm the one who is replying with the actual thoughts that I have on this. So, which web browser you should use? I published this when Firefox was having a week, right, with their new terms of service. Wasn't serious? Yeah, fine. Don't worry about it. I'm always like this. I always answer jokes with the with a serious answer, right? I'm aware of what is a joke, right? Don't worry about it. You can't get me offended. But I do like to put an actual answer behind whether it's a joke or not, right? Chat is seriously delayed. On YouTube is a little bit slower than on Twitch. I can't do much about it, right? I could read in chat, like Jesse and Beres, like the video title, how to be a real Linux user. Yeah, that was a joke, but this video can't offend anyone, right? It's meant to be an actual humor, right? So that kind of stuff I like to do. But what is it that you guys told me I should do? A Windows sucks or something like that? I mean, if I find inspiration to do it my way, I will do it. But usually, I'm not sure how good I am to spit on another operating system and make it cool, right? Would say by using Linux, for example. How to be a Linux user by using Linux. Okay. How to use Linux with Red Hat on. 5,000 views for my Linux gaming. This was a fairly good topic, right? It isn't helpful to hate on it. Hating on stuff is not really helpful. ever. FreeCAD 1.0. Would you imagine that this video would get me views? Like, seriously. I thought that this is an important topic to talk about in the free software, right, ecosystem, but I didn't really expect people to click on it. I was expecting only FreeCAD users to click on it. Maybe there is a lot of FreeCAD users, I don't know. FreeBSD introduction. Also pretty good standing, right? People actually like when I do FreeBSD stuff, which is interesting. Iceblade, well, I'm gonna go for today, bye. Yeah, we could close up the shop. This one was, how to put it? This one was rough with comments. You did FreeBSD? Yeah, I just installed KD and Hyperland and just showed a little bit how it works. Nothing particularly, nothing particularly technical. More like see how this works after you set it up. Instill energy, yeah. I mean, I wanted an arch logo, but not really, right? Just to be on the fun side. I think some people actually responded with something in Klingon in the comments. Open Mandriva review, got a solid views, right? This was a comment from someone which I kind of replied to. This was longer time ago, not related to anything in regards to terms of service. I should try streaming. It's not really hard. I started streaming about 5 years ago with video games. If you check my Twitch recorded videos, I think there is only one. There is only one short recording when I was playing Death Stranding. When I got COVID, I was kind of sick, and I streamed that video game. I mean, I streamed a lot, but that's the only one that got saved on Twitch. Live long and prosper, use Linux. I'm signing off. Okay, I guess you're all leaving, and I could leave as well. It's already 11. It's a good time to end the nicely done stream. Thank you everyone who joined. I put ads for computer recycling. Okay. Thank you everyone who joined. And see you next Sunday, right?